King Charles delivers final blow to disgraced brother. Prince Andrew officially stripped of royal titles and HRH style in historic letters patent. In a seismic shift for the British monarchy, King Charles III has formally erased his younger brother's princely status, reducing Andrew Mountbatten Windsor to a commoner in the eyes of the crown. The momentous decision, long anticipated amid relentless scandal, was sealed with the publication of Rare Letters Patent in the Gazette, the UK's ancient official public record, on November 6, 2025. The Stark entry, dated November 3, declares unequivocally, "The King has been pleased by letters patent under the Great Seal of the Realm dated the 3rd of November 2025 to declare that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor shall no longer be entitled to hold and enjoy the style, title or attribute of Royal Highness, and the titular dignity of Prince." This formal revocation marks the culmination of a process initiated just a week earlier, when Buckingham Palace stunned the world with a brutally worded statement on October 30th. His Majesty has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles and honors of Prince Andrew, it read. Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. His lease on Royal Lodge has, to date, provided him with legal protection to continue in residence. Formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease and he will move to alternative private accommodation. These censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Their Majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. The sanctions stem from what royal sources describe as Andrew's historical serious lapses of judgment, a veiled reference to his infamous association with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, and the explosive allegations from Virginia Giuffre, who tragically took her own life in April 2025 at age 41. Giuffre's posthumous memoir, published last month, reignited global fury with graphic claims that Andrew abused her as a teenager trafficked by Epstein, accusations he has always vehemently denied. Though he settled a civil suit for millions in 2022 without admitting liability, King Charles, exercising his rarely invoked royal prerogative, bypassed Parliament to expedite the purge, a move he deemed essential to shield the monarchy from further toxicity and allow lawmakers to focus on pressing national crises. The King opted not to go through Parliament to sanction Andrew, as he felt it would take up precious time and prevent Parliament from focusing on urgent national issues, insiders revealed. The government, after consultation, fully endorsed the action, affirming its constitutional propriety. Central to the mechanics was Lord Chancellor David Lammy, the Justice Secretary tasked with maintaining the role of the peerage at the Crown Office. On October 30th, Charles dispatched royal warrants directing Lammy to expunge the Dukedom of York, along with subsidiary titles Earl of Inverness and Baron Killyleagh, with immediate effect. A separate Gazette entry confirmed, "The King has been pleased by warrant under his Royal Sign Manual dated the 30th of October 2025 to direct his Secretary of State to cause the Duke of York to be removed from the role of the peerage with immediate effect." Dukes, including the now defunct Duke of York, are inscribed on this historic roll, making its amendment a pivotal step in dismantling Andrew's aristocratic facade. The eviction from Royal Lodge, the sprawling 30-room Grade II listed mansion in Windsor Great Park where Andrew has resided for over 2 decades with ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, adds insult to injury. His long-term lease, reportedly at a peppercorn rent of 1 symbolic peppercorn per year if demanded, had shielded him legally until formal notice was served. Now, he faces relocation to a modest private residence on the King's personal Sandringham estate in Norfolk, a far cry from Windsor's opulence. Ferguson, reverting to her maiden name, must fend for her own housing. While daughters Beatrice and Eugenie retain their princess titles under George V's 1917 letters patent, as grandchildren of a sovereign in the male line. Charles, ever the protective uncle, reportedly shielded them from the fallout. This is uncharted territory for the modern Windsors. The last princely title revocation dates back over a century, to World War I-era deprivations of German-linked nobles. Andrew, born a prince in 1960 under George V's rules granting the dignity to royal male line grandchildren, now joins the ranks of commoners, though he retains a private income from the king and denies all wrongdoing. His remaining honorary military roles, including Vice Admiral, hang by a thread, with Defense Secretary John Healey signaling further cuts. Public reaction has been thunderous. Victims' families hailed the move as long overdue justice, with Giuffre's relatives expressing gratitude for the king's recognition of survivors' pain. Polls show overwhelming support, and even Donald Trump weighed in, saying he feels very badly for the royals. Yet questions linger. Will places like Prince Andrew Way in Northern Ireland be renamed? And could Parliament intervene further if scandals persist?